The prop you choose to run on your boat can greatly affect the handling and performance of your boat. This is a Bravo 1 24 pitch prop with no PVS holes, so no venting holes. I've never ran a Bravo on this boat before. I'm really curious how this is gonna run. But first, let's talk about some of the general performance aspects of the Bravo prop. So where this Bravo really shines is hole shot. The Bravo is gonna be the fastest out of the hole. I'm curious how this one's gonna perform once we get out on the water because it doesn't have any vent holes. I've never ran on this 2-stroke. I've never ran a prop without vent holes. I know it does really good on some of the 4-strokes, but I'm curious how that's gonna perform. When it comes to top speed, it probably isn't gonna be the best. I'm guessing it's gonna be slower. So now let's talk about the on-the-water testing on this prop. So all of the testing I did, I simulated a full tournament load, so I didn't have a passenger with me, but I had full live wells, a full tank of gas, and that's gonna be pretty close to the weight that's gonna be in the boat at takeoff on tournament morning. When I took off with the Bravo, you can definitely tell it misses those vent plugs. The prop just doesn't spin up nice and quick like some of the other ones did that had the vent plugs open. And honestly, that's not the Bravo's fault. That's just the vent plug options in the prop. So you can't blame the Bravo for this. Typically, the Bravo has really nice hole shot. It's typically the quickest for hole shot. And that's probably what you will experience when you buy one with the proper vent plugs for your boat. But for my boat, a prop that doesn't have vent plug holes, it wasn't the best. Then once I ran across the lake and the boat got the chance to top out, the top speed for my boat with the Bravo was 67 miles an hour. So that's not super fast for this boat. Typically it'll do better, but still 67 miles an hour is plenty fast. It'll get you to the fish. If top speed isn't really a priority for you, the Bravo can be a good option. For the fuel economy test that I ran on these props, I basically ran 50 miles an hour in the boat, full trim, and then measured the gallons per hour usage off my Mercury SmartCraft gauge. For the Bravo, I measured 13.3 gallons per hour, and I was actually going 51 miles an hour when I took the measurement. That gives a fuel economy right around 3.8 miles per gallon. 3.83 is actually what I got. But overall, that's pretty good. This 4-blade performed better on fuel economy than what the 3 blades did, which was surprising to me and was not what I was expecting. If you go to purchase a Bravo prop, obviously the main choice you have when purchasing a prop is the pitch. Typically a Bravo prop of the same pitch will run higher RPMs than most props. That wasn't actually what I saw when I ran mine, which was surprising. It only ran for me 5620 RPMs. Where the 25 Tempest ran 5750. So that's kind of counterintuitive to the way that most people will say that these Bravos run for them. Typically, if I run a 25 Tempest, I would need like a 26 or maybe even a 27 Bravo. But based on what I saw, I would need to go down a pitch or two, which is kind of weird. Once again, props aren't, there's no perfect science for props. The only way to know for sure is to run it on your boat and tell, but what I present in this video is hopefully going to be helpful to help you narrow down so you don't have to buy a bunch of different props to figure out which one runs right on your boat. Then when you go to set up a boat with a Bravo, and this could be part of the reason my RPMs were a little lower, typically these Bravos like to run pretty high. A lot of people run them right around 2 inches below pad, and mine is a little deeper than that. It's like 2 3/8, so it's not a bunch off from that, but that could play a role in a little bit of why the RPMs for me were lower. One issue that can happen with the Bravo prop, so these 4 blades, this one and the Fury, both like to throw blades, where one of the blades just cracks off. Basically you're done. It's a good idea if you run a Bravo to have a spare prop in the boat so you can pull up on the bank, swap the prop out, and you're good to go again. Otherwise, if you run your boat a lot, it's probably not a question of if it's going to happen, it's probably a question of when. A lot of people throw blades with Bravos. Obviously, you don't hit them on stuff, it'll probably help, but just the stress from running them eventually breaks them. Another strong aspect for the Bravo, though, is handling. Handling was overall, pretty good. Probably better than the 3 blades for sure. Not like night and day difference, though. It's not like I'm, super excited to run that prop because of the handling. High-speed handling was good. Could definitely turn, pretty decent at high speed. When it got down to the low speed handling though, it handled really good, and I think a lot of that has to do once again with the lack of the vent plugs. It just really turned. I could turn really well, especially at low speeds. I mean, I could just whip it in a circle and it didn't blow out, so that was nice, but definitely lacked hole shot because of missing those vent plugs. But anyway, so there'll be more prop videos coming out, going through a few props, testing and comparing them. So once I get those videos posted, I'll link one of them right here. And if not, be sure to hit the subscribe button right here so you don't miss all those future videos. Thank you all.